Come on, buddy, we need to shoot a review. You smell like a whiskey factory, man. What the hell?
She's gone, bro. She's gone. She was the one and I fucked it up. But I was right. And I will always be right. God damn it.
Why don't you calm down? Here, have some water. Who are you kidding? You're an alcoholic. You need to do something about that. And I think you know what that is.
You're right. Things need to change. I'm gonna go out there and walk around Vienna until I find her, and then I'm gonna force her to be with me again.
Must be real love.
This is Dr. Arjun Reddy Deshmukh, one of our house surgeons. ఇలాంటి మనిషిని మీరందరు కలరు. He's the topper of the college, topper of the university, topper of the board. I can say that he's one of the students who's passed out of St. Mary's with an impeccable academic record.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister. After our review for Shankar's 2.0, our most polarizing review to date, we are happy that at least some of you are still interested in this channel and watch our reviews.
After 3 Tamil and 2 Hindi movies, we've decided to go back to Telugu cinema. Arjun Reddy is a movie that we've had on our watch list for a very long time. I think it was recommended to us over a year ago, and now we finally got our hands on the movie.
Arjun Reddy is a 2017 Telugu language drama that was written and directed by Sandeep Reddy Vanga. It stars Vijay Devarakonda, Rahul Ramakrishna and Shalini Pandey in the main roles.
Sandeep Vanga worked on the script for 2 years and then tried to find a producer for almost 5 years until his brother Pranay Reddy agreed to produce the movie. So with Arjun Reddy we again have a debut film.
Arjun Reddy was partially inspired by Vanga's life as a physiotherapy student. He said that this is not his story, but that there are a lot of references from his life. And well, to be honest, there are also a lot of references from my life in this movie.
And from mine. In a way, Arjun Reddy tells a universal story about lost love and the things we do when we are lovesick.
With the slight cultural difference that this lost love didn't get married 2 days after we broke up. But if she would have, I would have probably lived through a similar tour de force.
That's certainly possible. Arjun Reddy tells us about the life and times of Arjun Reddy. The main focus of the story lies on his relationship to Preeti and the problems that surface when the two of them break up.
We are again confronted with inter-caste problems, the main reason behind Arjun and Preeti's breakup. Preeti's father flies into rage when Arjun tries to propose, but we are also witnesses of Arjun's psychotic phases. This guy is a maniac, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has problems that call for professional help. Arjun can be nice and soothing, but he can also be a crazy, aggressive and totally self-destructive hothead. He's definitely a fascinating character, and Vijay Devarakonda does a really good job in portraying him. But is he a likable character?
That's a good question. I don't know. Now you people will probably ask, does Arjun need to be likable? And the answer to that is no. In general, he doesn't need to be. But in this case, the movie wants us to like Arjun. It portrays him as this lovesick man who comes undone and has all kinds of problems, and you as spectator are supposed to feel with him so that you're happy if everything works out in the end. But I couldn't, at least not the whole time. He is just too incorrigible.
I know what you mean, and as you said at the beginning, we both could identify ourselves with certain situations that Arjun is in, but if you take the whole movie, Arjun comes across as a pretty selfish guy who kinda got what he deserved. Of course, he gets his redemption in the end, he adheres to being a drunk and all that, but this turnaround moment does not feel that earned, not to mention that it's handled a bit too quick in comparison to the lengthy downward spiral.
That's the thing, he didn't really earn it. All the things that happen to him are of his own making. The drinking, the drugs, the sex. He drowns in self-pity and still is the person who wants to be right all the time. He's narcissistic as hell, and I'm supposed to identify with him? I don't know.
Adding to that, he's also misogynistic. He speaks ill of women more than once, and if he's not, he kind of manipulates people into thinking that he actually is some kind of defender of women's rights. It's really weird. He's also always saying that Preeti belongs to him and no one else. In essence, he takes women for granted. Not very likable.
I guess all the things that we just talked about can also be an indication for Arjun's psychological problems, and if Sandeep Vanga wanted to evoke exactly that, then he did a pretty good job.
It's really a 50-50 thing, because the character of Arjun and the movie in general, as off-putting as some things were, kept me intrigued, and I wasn't bored at all, even if some things felt very much like in a soap opera, but I guess sometimes it's just like that in life.
It's the same with me. Regardless of all the problems that I had, I actually liked this movie. I thought Devarakonda did a magnificent job, and the raw nature of it all was quite exciting. The scenes between Arjun and Preeti were also very nice.
Yeah, there are some good montages in this movie, and I love a good montage. But oftentimes the, again, very choppy editing foils the fun. But we mustn't forget that this is a debut film by a young filmmaker, and for that, Arjun Reddy is really a commendable effort.
Absolutely. It might take some time to get going, to come into its own, but then it more than once succeeds and impresses with a distinct style, be it through the acting, the raw cinematography, or the songs. I wanted to really love this movie, but I guess just liking it has to suffice.
I'm with you. Raw is definitely the right word here. Raw and maybe unfiltered and very wild. And I'm an admirer of those qualities, but in a 3-hour movie, I guess I need a little bit more depth as well. As we've mentioned, the film heavily focuses on its title character, and I really wish we would have gotten more about Preeti as well. She's the one he wants and longs for, but this is one of those love at first sight stories, and I thought the film wasn't able to explore her character enough. Who is Preeti? What does she like? What makes her tick? Of course, there are some glimpses, but she stays very passive and in the background nevertheless. And that's a bit unfortunate for a love story like this. I would have also liked to see more about Arjun's friendship with Shiva or the whole circle of friends in general. There are some characters that barely have any lines, and I thought it was a wasted opportunity.
You might be right, especially later when he's neglected his friends and really treats them quite terrible at times. If we would have gotten more meat, so to speak, of those relationships, it might have worked better.
Exactly, like it is, the movie treats Arjun's status as this awesome guy who people respect and want to hang around with, a bit too shallow and undeserved in my eyes.
Well, we wanted to hang with him and the film nevertheless, so he definitely must have some charm to him.
Well said. So in German we'd say,
Arjun Reddy ist beileibe kein perfekter Film, aber er schafft es tatsächlich über 180 Minuten interessant zu bleiben. Das verdankt er der experimentierfreudigen Inszenierung des jungen Regisseurs und der tollen Leistung von Vijay Devarakonda.
I give Arjun Reddy 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.4, but I don't do that.
For me, it's a straight 7 out of 10.
If you're wondering what she's doing here, she's keeping me warm. Because only a woman's true love can keep a man warm. Thanks, baby. Signing off.
So that's it for today. For our next review, we plan something really special, and we hope that you will like it.
A little hint, it will be an absolute classic of Indian cinema.
Until then, you can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at The Jimmy Cage.
And you can hit me up simply at The Buddymeister.
And you know the drill. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.